evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for April the 25th, 2022. I'm Mom. Yes, I have a new camera. Well, I have an old camera. It's my cell phone. Thanks to Ed and Master of Puppies. Got that all figured out, so I've got a camera. Oot, 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 oot. And obviously I've got a microphone and headphones and all is good in the world. And I figure we're going to do one last night in Bozeman here. Talk a little bit about the dilithium event that starts tomorrow. If you're in the fleet, then you know that Dante has sent out a message to everybody talking about what you can do, ways to optimize your time, because he's Dante and he does that. Hey GSQ, yeah, the camera's back. Unfortunately it got cool again, so I can't sit here with, just my nice jacket off and enjoying the weather and all that good stuff, but at least I have a camera and something. So far, it is just me tonight. I will not be on tomorrow. Wednesday's up in the air. Everything's kind of up in the air. Probably be on Thursday. DT will probably be on Wednesday. So we will move from there and see what happens. Lots of lousy stuff happening today. Lots of okay stuff happening today. So let's keep our fingers crossed that things will move better. Let's see, 2 more episodes of Picard, so we will do a watch show on this Wednesday and the following Wednesday for those of you who want to get together at 3 in the morning and watch Picard with us. And then starting on May 5th, May 5th or May 10th? May 5th, oh, that's going to be a pain in the butt. May 5th, I think, is Strange New Worlds, isn't it? Let's double check that real quick here. May 5th. Okay, so that's a week from Tuesday. Crud. That means I'm not going to sleep Tuesday night or Wednesday night. That's not fair. I should be allowed to sleep. We'll see what happens. So today, as I said, I thought we'd do a couple last runs through the One Night in Bozeman, which I'm going to demo record, and I'm going to redo the intros. I just picked up Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm going to redo some of the openings. We've got a couple big events coming up. We are going to put together a fundraiser in honor of Duffy, but apparently Duffy's family is doing okay. So we're going to have a event, pick a good charity to give the money to, and we're going to raise some money. And if we're successful, I think maybe we'll make this an annual thing. Get some stuff we can raffle off, some good prizes, some inexpensive prizes for people who don't have a ton of money, and a goodie for everybody who contributes in any way, shape, or form. So I haven't released this to anybody else because, why would I tell anyone in the fleet what I'm going to do? So I have 81 of these. There we go. These are the codes. The code's on the back, so don't worry, you're not going to see anything. So we're going to, for everybody who contributes an idea for a good charity, is going to get one of the convention codes. So even if you can't afford to buy anything, you'll get something out of it. We'll get the convention codes to you. And I'll get the details out, so don't start sending ideas. Then I've got a ton of cool stuff from Cryptic that they gave to us to raffle away for Duffy. But since Duffy doesn't need it, we do have their permission to raffle it off. So it'd be nice to do an annual event, a fundraiser for something worthwhile. And I think we can make that in Duffy's memory. So that opens it up to just about anything. So I will come up with all the structured things, and to avoid any issues of, my collecting money and you having to get it to me, we'll set it up where if you contribute to the fund, get a receipt, send it to me, and I will send you this stuff. And if you contribute to them and you don't get the receipt, well, too bad on you. Good reason to use PayPal these days. Let's see, it's hot here like 80, but I've decided if there's any way, I would love to get my gem in the Holy Church of Kirk after I log out of my Andorian. Well, I'm not in the Holy Church of Kirk. So, who does run the Holy Church of Kirk? Hang on a second. That's I'm not even on that fleet at the moment. Let me switch over there. Maybe I need to get somebody in there. Who runs the Holy Church of Kirk? Huh. Okay. Okay, we may have to do a little legwork for that one, but I will see if I can do that. And we can get people in there. Noah said to me, "Oh, you're going to like this." GSQ pulls out my book. Oh, that's right. We gave him a book, didn't we? We gave him a book? Did we give him a book? Is my brain just not working? Yes, I did give him a book. Yeah, that's the book. I have 2 copies left. My good one, the one that Noah signed, and then my extra copy that I have. I need to get some more for Vegas. So yeah, we have the book that we wrote, book 3, being written by Centurion Alpha, which is going to be on the economies of the game, because that's the kind of guy Centurion Alpha is. Might be out in time for Vegas, and book 4, which will be on ground battle, might be out in time for Vegas. I have a few things to do between now and Vegas, like get everything set up for Vegas, make a baby quilt for one of the guys at work, move back to Chicago, move my stepson out here. He's not my stepson. Brett, love you, dear. You are my son. Lots of stuff going on. So let's see what we can do here. But yeah, you know, I'd love to see if we can't maybe do something with Noah for our charity for this year, because he'll be in the game starting on the 10th, and it'd be nice to tie in. But we do want to make this an event that everybody can contribute to. So anyway, it looks like it's... Oh, you know what the problem is here? Why nobody's in here? Because I'm not in Discord. Now I'm in Discord. Yay! That makes it easier. I always forget about that. I know it's going to be a quiet night. And look at all these people who are on tonight. It's a good thing I've got that covered up. Now no one can see it. Alright, so let's see. Who would I have joining the Holy Church of Kirk? Obviously it would have to be Federation, right? Can't be that one, can't be that one. Do I have an extra one who's not there? Do I have to create a new one? Kethna, my Delta. She's not in a fleet. Oh, we've got somebody who could join the fleet. Obviously, I haven't been on this one for a while. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the upcoming dilithium event. And we're going to pull up Dante's notes here. During Dilithium Week, you get bonus dilithium for the missions. The following are the ones that most people run when regarding dilithium, varied by preference, of course. Most missions reward $7.20 per mission and have a 20-hour cooldown from acquisition, so pick them up tonight, because it starts tomorrow, and then run as soon as it opens the next day. If you've had the chance to pick them up early in the day today, you can actually do them right in a row. So the best one for that is like the VIP dilithium claims, if you've got VIP dilithium claims. Nukara, I personally like Nimbus, but Nukara, 2,800, almost 3,000 dil in about 20 minutes. Yeah, that's... And it doesn't have a cooldown. Actually, that's not true. It does have a very brief cooldown. So that's 12,000 dilithium an hour, but boring. It says, don't do zone-wide mission for dilithium. I think he's talking about the mineral matters. Depending on when you get there, there's also a thinning the hive. So if you're doing one, having thinning the hive runs is really good side one. New ROM is my preference. It used to be the absolute killer because it had no cooldown. Now you can only run them once a day. Ideally, you'd want to do staging area, Atli, Wall is good. Payhouse, yeah, and Vastum's meh. Vastum isn't worth it in my opinion, but if you do it as a team, it's pretty good. The Patrols, Nimbus, Defra. Defra's pretty good, and lithium mining and fleet mining. I'm not big on fleet mining. I find it's a bit of a time sink, but everybody's got their own. Let's see, I helped a console player get herself unstuck last night. I did pretty good for a PC player who had to look up a lot of things, but I got somewhere last night and felt good helping her. Well, that's part of it always, is, you know, when we help another player enjoy the game. And then they enjoy the game, and then they help the next person out. So I get really ticked off when I find out people are just being dickweeds about it. You know, you don't have to prove you're a better player than everybody else. Mostly because you're probably not. No matter how good you are, there's somebody better out there than you are. Ooh, I have some dilithium there. And I think this dilithium week is running for 10 days. Is that how this one's going? Let's take a real quick look here. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Oh, good. I went to Star Trek Online and it came up with the bonus dilithium weekend from 2015. Just a little while ago then. There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400. Well, would anybody like to join me for doing a little one night in Bozeman, just for snicks? Oh, hate, I'm always streaming, except I took a week off getting ready to do the Chicago convention, then took a couple of nights off because I was absolutely burned out, and the convention was exhausting, knowing about Duffy passing away, and testing for my brown belt in Hapkido was just everything in a row, and I should be at class tonight, but I'm taking a mental health couple of days here. But it's good to see you too, Hate. So, one night in Bozeman with no weapons. Probably not the best setup I've ever done, and no good defenses there. Let's grab somebody else. Who haven't I played on that? La 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 la. There we go. Let's take my big Farasan out there. So the reason I want to do all these episodes from First Contact, as I said, is I want to redo the intros. The original file that I used, which I did in Movavi, Movavi has had 2 upgrades, and basically everything is just completely effed. Okay, is this going to be Federation or KDF GSQ? No, I'll go grab the right one. So anyway, I want to re-edit all of that, which means getting all new footage, which takes hours and hours and hours and hours. When we first made this intro, it was for our Star Trek online convention 2 years ago, which we did because there wasn't going to be a summer convention. And I spent 40 hours getting all the footage and then editing and putting it together, and lost the master files that got corrupted, which was really very annoying. Okay, which Federation's tunes haven't done this in a while? Not Petty Cash. This one? I guess we'll play this one. Could have already got that. Got that. Got a Tommy gun. I'm good. Do I have any other good stuff here? Okay, that looks like a good setup there. Yeah, but it's an issue when you've got a software that they make their money by reselling it to you every year, and then things just magically get saved and non-corrupted and things like that. So with the Adobe Premiere Pro, I bought the Adobe Cloud. So every time there's an upgrade, it automatically upgrades as long as you have a subscription. So yeah, it's $600 a year. But I use 4 or 5 of them, and given what an annual license costs, it's cheaper this way. And then, of course, I haven't done anything with it. So the extra computer, which I can use for video editing, will go back to Chicago. One of these strips. But then I have to get 2 more monitors. Then I have to get 2 monitors because I'm going to be working in Chicago back and forth for a while. But I don't want to spend money on them because they're going to eventually wind up back in the office. I kind of just wish I could just wait till June 30th, pick up everything, and move. But that's not the way it goes. Well, let me know when you are ready and I will launch us. Oh my goodness, look at that challenging Universal today. Oh, be still my heart. Oh, apparently I have endeavors to do too.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Alpha. How are you?
Doing all right, Mom. How are you?
I'm hanging in there today. I should have gone to class, and I was sitting around going, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to go to class, which is my brain's way of going, don't go to class. Yeah. I had told them I'm going to take a couple of weeks off, and I took 1 week off, and then my conscience is going, if you don't get back to class, you'll never start back again.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, I know you do.
It's always the same internal debate when my alarm goes off at 5 o'clock to get me to get my butt out of bed to go to the pool, and it's always, and I always have to trust myself when I say you're gonna feel so much better and you're going to be glad you went when you finally get out, and
Yeah.
it's a hard sell each time. It really is, even though I know it.
It really is. Going to class, one, the getting in there and doing the athletic portion of it always makes you feel better. 2, I've been training with these people for 20 years, so they are my family. And when things are really bad, I know they've got my back. And so if I go there, I'll feel better, but it's still 3 hours driving out, hour of work, 3 hours driving back. And so I get back in at 11 o'clock if I'm really lucky.
Let's see, is there a project type? 5,000 deal.
It's interesting. Would you like to join us for one night in Bozeman? We're going to do Bozeman, and we're going to do, what's the other one? Synthwave. Synthwave is not very exciting, though, and there's not a lot of exciting stuff you can put into the screenshots.
My favorite thing I like to do on Synthwave, in fact, it's probably the one thing I shouldn't say it this way, but something that brings me joy from it, I should say,
Okay.
or much enjoyment, is just sitting next to one of the evacuation lanes at the end, right
Yeah.
at the edge of the um, uh, right at the edge of the safe zone, and using my canonical theme build on my Miracle Worker Discovery Constitution, and it just, and all of the fire at will spam I can put out gives me the feelings of the, like the Enterprise battle, the Enterprise and Discovery battle versus Control at the end of Discovery Season 2. Kind of gives me a little bit of a canon vibe to it, even though it's synths over Mars, but the beams are just so awesome to look at. I love those beams. But yes, I will join for I will join for one night in Bozeman.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm trying to send a message to somebody, and it keeps going to the wrong people today. So let me get you set up here. There you are. So, you know the worst thing about having the camera back?
Hmm.
Because I haven't had a camera for a couple months, I've been able to scratch and itch and, you know, stick my fingers in my ears, and now all of a sudden it's like, can't do this on camera. I have to.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended, but
Suppose I could do this. Oh, I have to figure that out. Maybe I'll just get a piece of paper. There we go. Read all that fun stuff. So we're going to figure out a charity of some sort that we're going to do a fundraiser for in honor of Duffy.
mm-hmm.
Amongst a couple of other things. But I think long term, it might not be a bad idea for us to do something charitable every year. You know, even if it's just a small amount that we raise. Put some stuff
Yeah, I
together.
think it's a good idea.
There's other charities out there. I mean, we could probably tie in with Chase Masterson's or Noah's or any of these other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a plan, which I mentioned earlier before you came on, which is I'm going to suggest that everybody send me their idea for a good charity, either not a GoFundMe, not a Kickstarter, nothing like that,
Right.
but an existing charity or something to which we can contribute. And because not everybody can give money to a charity right now, but I don't want anyone to miss out, I have 81 of these, which are the convention codes, and this is the right side so you can't see the code. I have 81 of those, which means 81 people can get convention codes just for suggesting a good charity. Which I haven't started yet, but people can start thinking about. I mean, a lot of groups, and maybe we'll pick 2 charities, one up in Canada, one here in the States, or something like that. Alpha is really loud. Is that because he's in Discord? It might just be me. Alpha, can you talk again? I've turned down the volume and see if that's better.
Testing 1 2 3. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
How is that, GSQ? Is that any better? Apparently my filters reset every time I turn this back on.
Mm.
So I need to get a proper mixing board, but then the problem is we have to have everybody coming in on a separate channel. So. Well, it looks like it's the 3 of us. Shall I start this up?
Make it so.
Oh, hold it. This is a patrol. We all have to start this up. My bad.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so this is a patrol. GSQ, you have to launch yourself into this one. Ooh, do you realize we get 1,000 lithium for doing this one?
I noticed that the other day, and I thought, ooh, that makes it
fun.
That makes it work.
All right, I'm going to launch. It's good that they haven't fixed this bug. Hi, Hate.
Good, you made it. I wasn't looking forward to dealing with this by myself. Our hollow emitters are doing their job, and the bombings should happen soon. Once that's finished, we can get started. I brought some remodulators.
In Celestia, you have to go to the patrols and launch this patrol on your own.
Don't forget to equip a frequency remodulator. Okay, the bomb.
Oh, this is a nice bug.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the bug I like because there's going to be 15 of us plus 7 of 9. So there we go. Isn't that nice? Before you start running away. I can't type today. What's today? Alrighty. You guys ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Right, let's get moving. We need to get to the complex quickly.
I mean, I just love this. Look at it. It's this whole
So much for the
flotilla of us.
bombing
Come
run.
on,
Enterprise must
GSQ.
have finished off the Borg vessel.
Come on, Jesku.
We are the Borg. Your biological and technological distinctiveness will be added to our own. Resistance is futile.
After all this time, they still haven't learned. Resistance is inevitable. Complex took some hits. Let's check for survivors.
One of the things I love about demo record is when I'm done, I can change the
Can't make
point of
Borg
view
life signs in
to
the
anything. Oh,
complex.
somebody's android just died.
Cardinus people should be here now. Let's make sure before we move on. Okay, my tricorder's picking up multiple subspace comm signals in the area. Some of them are Starfleet, but they're coming from inside the missile silo. Probably protecting Zephyr Cochrane. Heads up.
Hello, hello.
Good
Hello.
evening.
How is everyone today?
Good. Shooting the propane tanks, one of my favorite parts of this mission.
There's propane in
In-
Star.
Yeah, in Bozeman. There's propane tanks. And if you shoot them, it blows up the Borg.
I was gonna say, is Hank killing this?
It's way fun.
Propane.
Propane accessories. I picked the wrong character. That was smart of me.
There are lights over there. Looks like a camp of some kind.
Ooh, in time for
Borg
flashy
are drawn like
thingies.
moths to a flame. You need to protect
Flashy
them.
thingies?
Flashy thingies.
Enough
You've
light
played
signs
one night
ahead.
in Bozeman.
Some of them
I
are
have.
Well, flashy thingies.
Flashy thingies.
From Men in Black. Flashy thingies. Thank you. Thank you, Alpha, for shooting that thing for whatever
The
reason I
neurail-
couldn't target it.
the neuralizers.
I've noticed. I noticed sometimes you have to be within like a specific distance in order for them to clickable to target.
Well, I can usually target it, but I can't fire at it, so obviously my targeting range is a lot better than my firing range on those. At least with the machine gun, it doesn't have a great range.
Yeah, I'm using a sniper rifle, so I've got a bit more distance to me.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
using any weapon I choose.
Well, I
I
like
can
this one
kill
because I don't
anything.
have to worry about remodulating it.
I don't have to well, I have hyper remodulation. So that's all always helpful.
I have a machine gun, works just fine.
Yeah.
I don't worry about remodulation as long as I have like the integral remodulation. It helps.
Soundpack
Instant
lightning doesn't hurt
remodulation.
either.
That too. And agony turrets.
Ooh.
The Omega set just makes it a piece of cake.
We're gonna need to do a
I'm sorry, the
map.
Mako set, that's what I meant.
They can't remember the Borg. Setting your
Where is
tricorder
it?
to emit a
Big
neural
cat?
pulse.
There it is.
The one thing I have noticed though is if you have the Mako set or the or any of those sets on your bridge officers, they're not smart enough to use the integral remodulation.
That is true.
Looks like a Borg chip. An argument. This area is
Yeah.
picking up Borg signals to the north.
It shouldn't be that hard to hit a button.
Apparently, resource node 01 is a garbage dump. Sounds wonderful.
Nice.
And there must be something
well,
of
I didn't
tactical
like that one
value.
very
It-
much.
Let's make sure they don't find it.
There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
I don't want anything to be earth-shattering. All my stuff is here. The synth android is terrible, by the way.
Pardon?
Great.
The
This place
synth
smells
android
and it's
is
warm.
terrible.
Oh,
Take him down.
I haven't opened mine up yet from the kid.
He does like no damage, and he just stands there for most of it. It's not very helpful. I mean, I'm walking around with a veritable army with my tactical character, and he just stands there, which is great. I mean, he's a combat pet, and he does damage, but he doesn't even taunt effectively, which is the only real reason to have him.
Let's see if we can figure out what they were looking for here.
I was commenting to Ed on this yesterday.
Power amplifiers, copper
When we're going
tubing.
through all this stuff and they find the lithium batteries. Then I was realizing in the last episode of Picard, and this isn't a spoiler, there's a
Lithium
reference to lithium batteries.
Oh, hell. I think I know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's not the kind of
Complex isn't
lithium
far.
that they use for, high-end batteries and such. At least not the way they portray it. No, that irritated me. It's like I just saw the movie The Northman.
Sign of the Borg. Run a scan.
And
make sure Picard's team is all
I love the concept,
picking up Starfleet comm badges inside the
but
bar.
someone needs to
Hold on.
drag whoever the continuity director of that movie was behind a truck for like 50 miles. Because he didn't know the difference between... So, there are two languages in the Norse pantheon. There is Elder Futhark, and then there's Younger Futhark. Elder Futhark is what they use from 400 to 800 BCE.
Say the Borg.
I'm sorry. Common Era. And Younger Futhark is what the Eddas were written in. So it's what Snorre Stolson wrote, and that's what most people think is Norse mythology. Problem is
Okay,
that
perimeter's clear.
the
Thinking
story
transmission
takes
tower.
place in 900 AD, before Younger Futhark existed. But all of the text everywhere in the movie is written in Younger Futhark. So how does that happen? I mean, I guess a person who's just watching it for entertainment, they're not going to be able to understand that.
I mean, okay, so I got really annoyed with Discovery for botching the first little bit of science. And people are like, oh, really? Yes, really. So I totally get it from that point of view.
But I mean, if they're trying to be authentic, the least they could do is pay attention to the language. It's not that hard.
I think that's a valid point.
It is a valid point.
Because they are pretty significantly different. But
Yeah.
they
Cross
decided
that-
they didn't want to
Get
do
me to
that.
the first
So.
array and I'll start disabling their transporter.
And then they're I don't think anybody here is actually probably going to watch the breadth of the movie like I do. But for anybody who's interested, and it's kind of a thing, the primary idea is that the main character is a Wolfgarden, which is essentially where we get the legend of the werewolf from. And it'd be great and everything, except for, well, they consistently talk about the Wolfgarden as being, sorry, I'm distracted, as being
They're onto us. Security protocols for the fight.
berserkers,
Okay.
which they were actually enemies of the berserkers. So why they would agree to do things just like the berserkers is, again, ignoring the culture. It's not that hard to get right, and they
Two
couldn't
down.
get something as simple as that right.
Bitch.
I guess to me it's not that hard to pay attention to those little things. But again, I understand it's probably a movie, so I shouldn't be taking it literally.
It always becomes a matter of what's important to you, which affects how
I
much
mean-
you enjoy something.
it's like saying it's like having a movie set in France and then casting Italians in it. I mean, yeah, it's not that big of a deal unless you're going for clarity, unless you're going for realism. And was what the director is saying. He wanted to properly identify. I mean, so many things in the movie were done well, but those little things that got under my skin, it made it so difficult to just accept the rest of the movie.
Seven, you go do your thing. We'll do the shooting. Seven, you have to go do this stuff over here. Come on. Come on over here, Seven. Over here, Seven.
I'm patrolling. They won't let me patrol. I'm in the area, but I can't patrol.
I was wondering why she wasn't doing this here, but okay. You go do your thing. We'll do ours.
My combat pad is out.
We're using a fractal self-replicating security. As fast as we can.
It's disappointing that I can't assimilate already assimilated Borg. It's a crime, I tell you.
Who assimilates the assimilators?
Exactly.
There's a story there.
I love assimilating assimilators. They always look so surprised.
That makes sense to me.
I think we're through the worst today. I'm not picking up any over as far.
That was fun.
Hello.
Yay, Dill.
Yay.
Hello.
Plus 500 dilithium ore bonus today. 1,500 for a little bit of fun. Not bad. What do I need? I need gamma.
Oh, that's the wrong way. Hello, hello.
And you will all be immortalized in the intro for next year's First Contact.
No one's immortalizing me.
We still have another mission to run.
Well, I'm doing
bringing a different
Bozeman
character
thing on my
for
own.
Synthwave.
Yep. Yeah, this is not the ship I want to use for Synthwave. Ooh, I'll go that one.
How's everyone doing?
Good. How are you doing?
All right.
Good.
Good.
I'm good. I'm not sure if you saw my little message.
I did see your message. I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I want to talk to you privately about that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a surprise I'm doing for the table at the convention.
Buying a cake. He wants to know what to
He's
put on it.
He's buying cake for us.
No.
Man.
Not disappointed.
Yeah. Hey, you can jump into Discord.
Well, if he's not buying cake, then I am.
Well, the heck with you. Didn't I already send that to you, Frost? Her address?
You mentioned that you had it, but I don't think I ever got it.
Okay, I thought I'd send it to you. Hang on 1 second here. Yeah, hey, you don't have to have permission to join us in Discord. Just get your butt into Discord.
Yeah, Mom, it's something I wanted to talk to you privately about.
Okay.
Briefly.
When would you like? Do you want to chat after the show tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, we can talk different time. Whatever works for you.
Yeah, because I just need someone to make a strike group armada photo, and I'll tell you.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah. Just let me know what you want and what formats and all that stuff, and I will get it to you then.
I like to have
neuralize people.
Frost, hush. Borking was talking.
What?
I want to have it a surprise for me, like a random photo. Then, if it's good, and I'll decide which one I want to use if people make various ones, and I'll decide which one I like.
Okay.
It's something I am doing. It's for something that I'm doing for the entire convention.
Okay, yeah, let's definitely talk after the show then, so I get a clue as to what you're looking for, and we can go from there. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, great. I know sometimes you leave early, so we're going to stop tonight at 9 o'clock. because I'm going to try and catch up on sleep over the next couple of days.
9 o'clock your time?
In an hour and 19 minutes from now.
So basically 7 o'clock my time.
Yeah, 7 o'clock your time.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work,
Okay.
yeah.
Alrighty. Just in case you
Because
decide
I'm
to.
good. I'll play Star Trek Online for a couple of minutes.
Wow. Star Trek Online. Who'd have thunk of that?
Yeah,
What a
I've never
game you
heard of
can
that
play.
game.
I still want to go back and do one night in Bozeman, but with 5 people because it's still bugged out and letting us take our entire away team with us. So I can see 25 of us going at once. Big mass of people just going down there. That's pretty cool with 15. They fixed that temporarily last year.
I didn't know I was hanging out in Terra Nova. Like, what is this green planet here?
Green planet?
Terra Nova? It's got like a green, and right near in the beta quadrant or alpha, beta.
In what
Alpha,
sector?
no, alpha quadrant. Neb. It's like
What's near it?
Neb.
Pardon?
Neb.
Neb?
Deneb. Deneb.
Oh, Deneb. Like the Nobulans?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Nanoblings.
I don't know then.
It's in the sector that's right next to the Vulcan sector, but on the Alpha Quadrant side.
Okay, hang on one second. I'm just going to beam up for a moment.
A Deacon Rex
That's weird.
spoken.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing at this green planet? And I'm just then I realized, hey, I'm just traveling the galaxy that day for no reason. Just what planets I visit, but not.
Okay, so so you said it's Alpha Quadrant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Terra Nova, huh?
Search for Enterprise
Wow.
crew.
Yeah, it was an Enterprise episode.
Ah. Not that far away. But I see it, it's right there. Oh, okay, Denobula is up there. So Deneb.
Yeah, Denobula is like the Denobula triaxis.
Right.
And
Right.
Deneb
But, which isn't that far from Terra Nova. But Deneb, wasn't there, what were the neural parasites? Weren't they on Deneb something or another?
Deneva.
Deneva. Close. We're getting close. That would be a good thing to get back. Hold it. Haven't we had those back in here? Weren't those in this?
Yeah, in the Agents of Yesterday
Right.
arc, when they it's like the one of the missions when you start out as a TOS character. So it's TOS exclusive.
Okay. I do have one TOS character.
It's also the same mission where Station K-13 gets sent into the
Oh,
past.
that one, yes. I have to do a message here. I will be right back, folks.
Deneb was the planet in Wolf in the Fold.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I just looked it up.
The board keep melting on me.
Okay.
What about me?
The boards
Okay.
even made of butter. They keep on melting on me.
Oh, I think you said the Borg King is melting on me. I'm like, what?
Okay, maybe you're made out of butter?
Ice cream.
Smooth like
All I've
butter.
been eating is ice cream.
Ice cream's probably better than butter.
Ice cream is amazing.
Well, it depends on.
I was going to get ice cream instead of dinner tonight, and there was that, I'm not feeling well. I should probably eat something that's a little
Healthy.
bit better. Yeah. And
And then you eat ice cream.
I should have gotten the
Okay.
ice cream.
EMP bombardment is probably the coolest skill ever.
Who else would
Oh,
like
I
to
got-
join us for a little synthwave?
Oh, I got her.
If you can give me like 5
I need
minutes, I'm
help.
happy to.
Sure. Board King,
I need help.
what do you need help with?
I need 5,000 fleet credit.
Oh, how challenging.
I know. I don't know if I can do it.
I know. We can team up for that one. I'm just going to use it as an opportunity
Ow,
to go
stop
grab one of
shooting
my
me.
tunes who hasn't done it.
Yeah, that would probably be my.
Bad kitty.
Yeah, kitty. Sorry, that was my Eric Cartman impression. Yeah, kitty. I was going to say something else, but it wouldn't have been right for the stream.
Who was it? Hwaski was someplace in the UK, it looks like. And he found cans of probably the word that you were thinking of. It's an energy drink, all natural.
It starts with the word D.
It starts with it's a short term for a kitty.
No, it's not the word I was looking for. It was it was in the first episode of South Park.
Oh, I haven't seen this first episode of South Park.
And Eric Cartman goes, "No, kitty, mom, kitty's being a," and then he uses a word.
He's bad words.
Yeah, bad words because he's Eric Cartman.
Yes, Italia, the mom cam is back and functioning. Hi, Ed. How are you doing? We are going to do synthwave if anybody wants to join for a little synthwave.
Yeah, I'm killing the end of the Bozeman thing. I'm at the very end.
All right, so I got to play with my light here. Now that I've actually got a real light, let's see.
Where the heck is the second array? There it is.
Is that better? Yeah, that looks a little better now.
Yeah, I'm there. Freaking stupid.
Ed, that's wrong on a bazillion levels.
No DT, or is he doing a new job?
Pardon?
Is no DT tonight?
No, DT works Friday through Tuesday, so he's off now on Wednesday, Thursday nights.
Okay.
So you get me tonight because I decided to blow off going to work or going to class. Sorry about that, Master Brian.
He watches your stream.
No, because he's teaching a class right now. I know. So I can either go on Monday or Wednesday, and I was going to go today, but kind of was stressed out for some personal stuff. So I thought, I'll just take it easy. I'll go have a healthy meal that is an ice cream. And maybe I'll go take a walk or something.
You're doing it all wrong, Mom. You need ice cream.
I know I need ice cream. I should have gotten the darn ice cream. Just would have been so much better.
I go to work every day, and I get like a pint of ice cream, and I eat it right before work.
Yeah, but you're like tall and thin, and you can get away with it, and I can't. And unfortunately, as I'm going up the street to go back to my apartment, so I would go up like a mile on one road and down 3 miles. Really easy ride. Right there, right at the intersection, is a Cold Stone.
What the friggin' hell?
No, it's right there.
Well, thanks.
And it's like, I could just have Cold Stone instead of I'll go get some salad, and I actually ate beef. I rarely eat beef, but I ate beef today. Because I'm thinking maybe my iron's low or something. And I know I don't have to eat beef to do it because I feel really bad for the cows. But as it turns out, there is so little beef in this thing that had beef in it. Hardly worth giving up my beef vacation. Well, we've got 3 people. Anybody else want to join us for Synthwave?
I'll be there in just a minute.
That's what he keeps saying. But we got room for 2 more.
Working on it.
I know, we got room for 2 more. Or 1 more.
I've only ever been to Cold Stone once in my life, and it's the sort of thing every time I see it, it's like, oh, maybe I should try that again, just because I've barely tried it, and as soon as I see it, I forget about it. Really.
Cold Stone.
It's not that it's amazing ice cream, because it isn't.
Oh.
But there's not a lot of ice cream places around here. There's Handles, but it's like a 30-minute drive, and it was on a scale of 1 to 10 about a 4, maybe a 5. It was very average, so I wouldn't go out of my way to go there. And back in Chicago, they've got Andy's, which is amazing. But I'm not going to go all the way back to Chicago just for an ice cream. And, your typical Baskin-Robbins 31 flavors, it's fine.
Typically for ice cream these
Okay,
days.
I killed everything, and it's still
Queen.
saying there's stuff to kill.
What are you doing?
Okay, I got it. Finished it.
If it says there's more to kill, there's more to kill.
No, there isn't. It's a lie. Okay.
Which mission are you doing?
I was doing Bozeman.
Oh. Well, that's why having an agony field is very convenient, speaking of which.
Well, no, that wasn't the problem. It was I killed everything, and it didn't say I did.
Ah.
You can invite me now if you don't mind. I'm Villain. If you don't mind.
No problem. Just checking something. As I was saying, there's a lot going on today for me, so I'm just checking things every few minutes.
So what'd y'all do for Duffy?
We haven't done anything for him yet. I got in touch with his family, and I was informed that they didn't need anything, which kind of sucks, because, we all want to do something. So, this is not official yet. We haven't made the official decisions on what we're going to do, but this is what I'm going to do unofficially. We want to pick out a charity or an organization that people who wish to contribute to can. What we will do is, once we pick out what it is, I have about 20 items to raffle off from Cryptic. Everything from little items to big items, which we'll raffle off. And you will send the money to that charity and get a receipt, whether it's just your credit card receipt or whatever. And once I have that for whatever amount we've agreed on, then I will send you the thing, because I'm an honorable person. You can trust that I will do it. But because a lot of people can't afford that, can't afford to give money away, we're going to do something to kind of make it up for everybody, which is we're going to decide on which charity we're going to do, or at least take ideas. And for everybody who contributes an idea, I've got convention codes. I have 81 convention codes left. So we will take 81 suggestions, and everybody who suggests an idea will get a convention code. And yes, this is the front of it. The back of it has got the code on it, which is why I'm not showing that to you, because I only have 80 codes. No, we're not starting it yet. I will put it all together. But that way, everybody can have some stuff. Well, see, hey, that's the reason why you could just contribute an idea, and you'd still get convention codes. And you don't have to be old enough to work to get a free convention code. And that would be my thank you and a gift to everybody who can contribute ideas, even if you can't contribute money. And then for stuff we've got to raffle off, in addition to all the Eagle Moss ships that we've got a bunch of Eagle Moss ships. We've got some Whiz Kids attack wing ship sets. Some of the Eel Moss are autographed by Thomas. We have 3 Ships of the Line calendars, which I'm going to bid on one of them because I want one of them. Did you see the ships? No, I'll stay on topic here. Yeah, hey, don't put the idea out there yet, but keep that idea in mind. And then we will give out these. We have got some of the Reliant class patches from 2 years ago. We've got some of the Penny Pins. This is all stuff from them. I've got a couple of the patches from this year as well. So we will have stuff, for just about every budget. I have no objections to the cancer treatment charity hate, because my husband just started chemo today. So, yeah, that would be a really nice thing if they did cure for cancer. I'd be in favor of that one, but that's a very selfish one on my part. So, yeah, we'll pick
selfish.
Well, I mean, for picking that for the charity would be selfish. So we will pick a charity that it, has a fairly broad base, but also can be something for Duffy. But we'll figure that one out, and I will come out with all of this. But because I don't want to be responsible for the money coming into me and going back out, we will set it all up where everybody can do stuff. And it says, I've got some keys and other stuff to add to the pool. Totally cool. We will absolutely do that. Yes, Thomas made a post about the ship calendar today. Hang on 1 second here. And I lied. I found another convention code. 82 convention codes! Okay, so this is from Cryptic from this year. This is the Ships of the Line. Let's see if we can get that in there. 2022, which you can't really appreciate. But, I believe it is September, is Thomas's ship. Back there. This is one of the ships that Thomas designed. And we have 3 of these calendars to raffle off. But for the 2023, not only is one of his ships in it, his ship is going to be the cover art, which is amazing. Exactly, Ed. So, yeah, if the calendar's out before we do our raffle, I will pick up some of those and we can add them to the raffle. But if this works, if we're able to raise some money for a good cause and to remember Duffy and others who have gone, maybe we'll make this a regular thing. You'll get different little things that we can raffle off. It'll be a small thing. It's never going to be a big event. But, nice way to remember the people who are playing the game. Maybe we can do something to help out people in the game who really need a hand. Which, that said, I know a lot of us do that anyway. We've got people in the fleet who've needed a hand from other people over the years, and you guys have stepped up for them. Without advertising it, without making it a big thing, no virtue signaling. So if we can keep that up and just remember to support each other, it'll be nice to do this and make a little bit of a show. But maybe we keep some of it sotto voce. But be very cool. And who knows, one of these years I'll finally finish the quilt that's in the other room. I have this amazing quilt. I would raffle it off. Yes, 82 convention codes. Ha, ha, ha. I can't do a good count. Okay, anybody else want to join us for a synthwave? We have room for one more poor soul. So
You
hey,
said it's so inviting me.
I did invite you. You accepted. It's right
No,
there.
you say it invitingly.
Oh, invitingly. Yes. She said invitingly. Would you like to come to my party? She said invitingly.
Sure, if you put the dagger away.
There's a name for that kind of statement. All right, I'm just
Another
gonna...
sacrificial lamb for the
Go on.
Another sacrificial lamb for the synthetics, shall we? Yes, yes.
Exactly.
What?
Weeboo?
We will.
We in the wooing.
All right. So you guys are the first to hear about my crazy idea, which actually came up from everybody at work. Oh, and we also have a couple of the Reliant class badges. And I do have one badgie pin left, so maybe I'll auction that off.
Badgie pin.
I have a badgie pin. You saw me. got
Badgie,
pins.
badgie. Sorry.
Can I teach you a lesson?
Yes. So I bought 2 things for DT.
I should have bought the angry one. I only bought the smiling one.
I like the smiling one. So I've got the badgie badge. That's the smiling one. And then I've got the badgie keychain, which is much more crazy, but it's also the smiling one. The Screaming Litas are doing just fine, thank you. Apparently nobody's had an objection to us renaming the strike group Ancillary as the Screaming Litas. Though I think one of these days when the guy who originated the fleet comes back and he goes, what the hell? Where's my fleet? We're still here. We just have a new name.
It's called a rebrand.
That
Fresh coat of paint.
But Mom,
Yes.
what did everyone think of this last episode of Picard?
We actually haven't discussed it. And I don't know how many people have seen it. Let's see. No, the dagger can stay. Nah, the dagger can stay, but the Ferengi in the gorilla suit has to go. Just simply.
I like my
There's-
Ferengi suit. Damn it.
Personally speaking, I think I'm still maybe 2 weeks behind.
Okay, yeah, then. Ooh, that. Hold on. Did you see the episode called Monsters?
If I have, I don't know that.
The mom
That's what-
episode?
No, I haven't.
Okay, then I won't say anything.
I think that's the next one.
Okay, so I caught up on that and the one right after that this Wednesday when I was supposed to be on a call with a vendor who forgot to stay awake, which really ticked me off.
That's always helpful.
Yeah, they're a vendor from Australia, and I deliberately arranged for it to be at 2 in the morning because it was the end of their workday. Otherwise, I had to be up in the middle of the night. And then, they called or left a message at 1:40. Are you going to be there? Yeah, I'm going to be there. Okay. 2 a.m. rolls around and they're not there. And I was not an amused person. And they said, well, let's reschedule for tomorrow at the same time. No.
How about no?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, definitely. Let's not do that. And then I explained I'm in the States, which you should have realized. And getting up at 2 in the morning is a bit of an inconvenience. Oh.
I just want to say one thing about the Picard episode.
Yes.
Sorry, not to break any
Yeah, no spoilers.
pillars. I'm not just going to say, my theory about Q was thrown out the window.
Okay.
Remember when I said I think he was from the Mirror Universe?
Oh, yeah, you did say that, didn't you? He's not from the Mirror Universe as far as we can tell.
No, but there was something else happened to him.
Yes. That was interesting. But the mom episode did nothing for me.
Oh, the one before that.
Yeah. And that's as far as we're going to go until everybody gets caught up. But that said, this Wednesday we will do a Picard watch party because I'm going to go to class most likely. I better find a transport here.
There is one thing I would like to say, and I don't think it's too spoilery per se, depending on how
Spoilery.
I say it, but I've been fascinated. Like, there's one particular subplot.
Yeah,
and
which one?
That the Jeopardy one.
Oh yeah, no, that's
That I've been amazed at how good of a parallel it is, or how good of a metaphor it's been for like substance abuse and addiction.
Wait, well, I'm just gonna say
Or at
next 2
least that's what
episodes. Next 2 episodes are going to keep going on that same theme. I think you're going to enjoy it. Not gonna
I
give
have
anything.
words about that episode, and I will not say them.
Which episode?
The most recent one.
Yeah, no spoilers. It was better than the Monsters one. I think the Monsters episode was a low. Absolute low.
I have words about that one too.
Yeah. But
Okay, but it just wasn't the best.
it was definitely not the best.
If the like, I haven't seen it, but I have a vague idea of what it's about, and if it is what I think it is, it's more of a it's more personal to. It seems like something that might be more personal to Patrick Stewart rather than Jean-Luc Picard.
Could be.
Oh, there is one thing about 2 episodes ago, so I don't think I'll spoil anything. Patrick Stewart actually endorsed a band that was in that episode.
A band?
Yeah, the etiquette of Edge of Etiquette.
Yeah, the band that was in the
The guy
bar.
that punked on the bus.
No.
Oh, no, okay.
One
Oh,
who
no,
was in the
that-
bar not the most recent one, the one before that.
Oh, the one at the when they're at the gathering for Card's ancestor.
No, this
Which
is
bar?
in the 2 episodes ago. Patrick Stewart evidently is personal friends with the singer.
Ah. Oh, the woman who's singing?
Yes.
Wasn't that his wife?
I don't know who it was, but he was advertising for them on
Okay.
his Twitter.
My first reaction was that it was his wife, 'cause she's a singer.
I don't think it was his wife, but
Okay.
because I think they were young.
She is young.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's younger than me.
Yeah, she's young.
I don't know these things. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
One, she's young. Two, she remembers who I am, so I love her dearly.
Rescue as many people as you can.
In one of those moments, we were at a cocktail party with him, and they were leaving for the evening, and hadn't come over to say hello to me, and I'm like, that's okay, we've met before. And he said, kind of had this blank look, and he's like, Patrick, you remember it's Kay from the Metropolitan? She's got the martial arts school here. I'm like, I love you. How she remembers that stuff, I don't know.
Well,
Just made my existence good.
I had an awkward experience with Will Wheaton at the con.
I had 2 run-ins with him. They were both bizarre but fun. It was his wife, wasn't it, Ed? That was Sunny. Okay.
At any rate, my wife actually grew up in the same area as Will Wheaton
Didn't?
and knew him from somewhere. I mean, the story is nebulous, and I don't know if it's not somehow exaggerated, but I trust my wife, but there's just something about it that doesn't seem entirely face value. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, he had no clue who my wife was, so I didn't feel too bad about that.
Thank you, Ed. I thought that was Sunny.
Maybe hard.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know how he knew or anything like that. I just thought it was interesting.
Met her in a bar.
I just
Well,
remember
technically met her
seeing
in a
the
pizza
Punk
joint,
on the
but-
bus. And I'm like, all I remember seeing Punk on the bus, and I went up and so I'm like, yes, he's back.
That was such a sweet moment. And yes, Q Squared is one of my favorite TNG novels. So you have good taste, Ed. Oops. See, this one kind of misses that compelling need to get things done. It's just like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll just go over here, because the synths aren't that dangerous.
I've killed like probably about 30 ships so far.
But it's more of a taxi operation here.
Operational area is approaching 50%. Those satellites will pulverize us if we stay here.
It will pulverize us. It's terrible, terrible, I tell you.
See, we got 26 of the transports. Poof.
There's a transport and a frigate over here where, like, near where I am.
Okay.
If anyone has crew, they can ferry.
I do.
I don't know if they'll get
Where
here in
are
time.
you?
I'm
There, I
kind of
see
like,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, even if I beam the crew over, it's gonna blow up before it can get into the safe zone.
Yeah. Get yourself
We're
out.
almost out of ships to bring survivors.
Oh no,
Bring
I'm
any
being
additional crews
shot.
to the station and beam them over.
Ah, I'm gonna get shot. I'm gonna get shot.
The defense net destroys everything on the surface.
I got blown up. Because they cheat.
Beam up any remaining survivors and get them to the safe zone.
They cheat.
lost 3 battleships. How did we do that?
Yeah, the reason I say it cheated is because when I use Battle Cloak, it's supposed to immediately take me out of combat, so I can use full speed, and it wouldn't let me do it. So the game
Battle
cheats.
Cloak. Well, Battle Cloak lets you cloak in combat. It doesn't immediately take you out. You still have to wait the few seconds for combat to.
Nope, that's not true. Not true because I died and I can't possibly beat it when it falls.
Well, as long as we have a good reason.
Yeah.
I have not heard that one. That sounds like fun. Trying to get back to my old habit of not listening to YouTube when I'm driving.
I listen to Audible when I drive.
I was going to, but I can't find a decent thing that I want to listen to these days.
I am listening to Neil Gaiman's The Sandman again. I'm not a huge fan because it's just. I mean, there's some things that he definitely gets wrong because it's supposed to be based off of DC Comics and all this other stuff, and it messes up a lot. But it's an enjoyable read.
Goody. I've literally driven into the side of the station here. See if I can get out now. Mom's superb piloting skills.
They're running away.
All ships, total defense net corruption is imminent. Ensure as many transports escape the area as possible. Form a tight perimeter. Keep the ship away from those transports until they can escape. Transports are moving toward Beacon Alpha.
Hey, Dante. Or am I just not paying attention?
Transports heading to Beacon Beta.
I'm just trying so hard to destroy one of these transports, and I just wouldn't let him. I'm just a mean person.
I used to drive to and from Michigan to Chicago, so 6-hour drive each way every week.
Transports are headed for Beacon.
And I would either listen to Warhammer books or I would listen to Star Trek books on cassette. And then I got really fancy and got them on CD. Woo-hoo.
What's a cassette?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, explain to the youngins what a cassette is.
Transports are en route to Beacon's Alpha.
Let's just say the magic 2 words, 8-track.
Oh my gosh, that's even before my time.
My dad had an 8-track of a Michael Jackson album.
Yeah, that would be about right.
I think it was his Michael Jackson's first album. Still.
Everything we had was either country or yeah.
My dad had Kenny G. That's terrifying.
8-track?
Not an
And,
8-track.
no, an 8-track, and he had it on Laserdisc, which is
What?
even more like, yeah.
He had Kenny G on 8-track. That's not really good.
Yeah, that goes way back. I mean, 8-track was
Early 80s.
late 70s.
It
Yeah.
ended in the early 80s, I think.
Did it really? I thought it was gone by the end of the 70s.
No, because
You can still get 8-tracks now. Shut up.
Yeah, but can you get an 8-track player?
I don't know about that. There's a lot of them.
I mean, if I want to get something to play my old VHS tapes, I have to go to Goodwill and buy all the old ones and kind of patch them together into a functional unit.
I have a friend of mine that has a phonograph,
I do.
like with the horn and everything.
Oh, okay, I don't have that one. That'd be kind of cool, though.
It says
there's a lot
here,
of
should be
retro
the close shirt.
players being sold now. again.
He said he appreciates filter, so I dared him to turn it on. He didn't know how to do it. What the heck?
Priority clearance recognition.
How can I hit a...
Well, thank you,
Bring it.
August. I appreciate
All
the
of it.
subscription. It's very kind of you. Very kind indeed.
I don't get very kind when I subscribe.
This is true. I should be kinder to you.
See? That's what I'm saying.
And by the way, the answer to your question is I have no idea because I asked the guy who's in charge of the shipments. He's just like, give it to me. Give me the address. Thanks. So it's on its way to you.
Oh, well, I was happy to pay for it.
Well, if I ever find out what it costs, I will let you know. But he's just like, yeah, just give it to me. And if he tells me
Okay.
what it is, then I will tell you what it is. And thank you,
Okay.
Tyler.
Now I'm very confused.
Well, it was in my car, so I just went out to the car, grabbed the box, boxed it all up. And asked him, can you tell me how much this would be? And he's just like, no, just give me the address. Grumble, 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 grumble.
Well, I do appreciate it.
Monday at the office can be a little stressful.
Okay.
Had a rough one. Give them the people.
Computer halt program. Captain
Halt program.
installation is now concluded. Though it may not seem it, that was a fine showing. In the face of insurmountable odds, your actions would have
Which
saved
one do I
many
go
lives
with?
had you
I'm
been present
thinking
on
I
that
have to go
fateful day.
with Kari.
Well done.
Okay, so now we're talking about our record collections.
My mom won a whole, like, about, I think it was about 10 or 12, maybe 20 records of Elton John back in the 80s from a radio station.
So it's saying my record collection is small. Hotel California, Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, Saturday Night Live featuring the Not Ready for Primetime Players. I have that. And some newer things like the Josie and the Pussycat soundtrack, some Doctor Who stories, and the OBC recording of Beetlejuice the Musical. Interesting.
There's a Beetlejuice the musical.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
Sorry,
Mom,
you can't go wrong with Michael Keaton as Batman, or as Beetlejuice.
I
Batman.
don't. But this would be the original Broadway cast.
do you remember Laverne and Shirley?
I know of it, yes, but believe it or not, I only saw it once.
I have an album of Lenny and Squiggy, who are side characters of Laverne and Shirley. It's a good album, too.
Really?
You
I was
got-
working in a
well-
record store when that came out, and that's why I never saw it, is because I was working. But I remember having the album.
The album, yeah, what's his name? Michael McKean?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he also the singer for Spinal Tap?
Yes, he was.
Okay. I used to have a Spinal Tap
I have
CD,
Spinal
but
Tap, too.
I lost it.
Final Tap is that parody band, correct?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I was about to say. Is
Didn't he also in a Star Trek Voyager episode?
I think so, yes.
He was the clown in the Thaw.
Probably the scariest of all of the episodes.
You know what? I think that's the Voyager's version of the movie It.
In a way, yes. Let's see. Celebrity Jeopardy. Oh, yes. The Saturday Night Live album, though, had some amazing moments in it.
Celebrity Jeopardy, especially with Sean Connery.
I'll take the rapists for 200. That's therapists.
Although he's not entirely wrong. I mean, some therapists basically are rapists.
Yeah, possibly, yes.
I'm sorry, that was mean. That was not nice to therapists everywhere.
We try to be nicer to therapists everywhere. Well,
It's
that
not
was
what
fun.
your mother said last night, Trebek.
Man, it's
Have
you
you
and
ever heard the
DT
saying?
doing dueling Sean Connerys.
Have you ever heard the saying, there's a therapist out there that knows all about you?
I certainly hope
Oh
not.
my god, that's kind of
Somebody-
ominous.
Somebody's talking to their therapist about you right now. Like, okay.
Oh, I'm certain there are people talking to therapists about me.
Okay, August says up yours, Trebek. So would somebody do that invoice, please?
Up yours,
Invoice, please.
Trebek.
Thank you. Okay, I do not have any U2. For a long time, I was getting into audio discs that were performance audio. They were designed to, oh god, it was a higher end than just vinyl. It was limited pressings, and these things would go as close to 30 to 30 as you could get on a disc. And you could actually see in places how intense the grooves were because they literally you could see them without the microscope to see how deep they were. And get it going with a decent set of speakers, and it would pop the needle out of the groove in places. But
One
really,
of my favorite records is "They're Coming to Take Me Away."
haha.
It actually sounds really good in a decent stereo. Just something about the analog needle just sounds different than the digital version.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my husband always complains that vinyl sounds so much better. What was the name of? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that was a word.
A record album. It had Uhura's theme on a song, William Shatner singing Lucy and the Guy with Diamonds.
Wow.
Then Leonard Nimoy sang a song, and it wasn't the Bilbo Baggins song.
I was going to ask.
I'll always look keen. Well, no, I did not like the way I looked when I shaved every day.
God, he should have had a drinking song.
Does everybody remember Dr. Demento?
I do.
Yes, I know who he is. I don't know a lot of his music.
Well, he didn't do music. He did.
He did radio shows.
Yeah.
I have an album of his. It's a two-disc
I
set.
have quite a few of his.
I got it from my friend. I put it on my computer. It's actually his, but I burned it on my computer.
I actually played my Queen album to the level that it just is kind of flat now. Should go out and replace it. Kind of had a resurgence in appreciating Freddie Mercury in the past 8 months or so.
Did you like the movie?
I didn't see the movie.
It's worth a watch. If only to watch the performance for his final performance, the big one, the
Yeah. Live Aid.
what is it? Live Aid.
Yeah. I actually
Watch
was
that.
I was watching yesterday an analysis of why that was such a good, why everything just kind of worked at that moment to make that such a fantastic performance. And yes, Fishheads is good, Id. Fishheads is excellent. But, so as I was saying, I was watching this very short YouTube thing on why that performance worked so well, and so now it's one of those. I'm going to have to hunt that up. Some things just kind of suck.
But I think they added what do you call those things? The reroll Endeavor reroll tokens. I'll never get those, right?
Yeah, aren't they available? Hold it. Did they redo those or not? Are they still just available for purchase?
Yeah, the Endeavor reroll tokens do occasionally pop out of the reward
Boxes.
packs.
Yeah, they put them back in, Board King.
So I'll never get them.
But why not? Because you don't do Endeavors?
I know I'm doing Endeavors right now.
Well, no.
I just had to do 500,000 Polaron damage.
Yeah, well, that's easy.
Space.
But no, they put them back in the packages, so occasionally you'll get them to drop.
I think they said it's not as frequent as it used to be before they originally took them out, but they are.
They weren't frequent when when they were all in the box.
Well, I think it comes down to, how much do you use them. So, let's take a look here. I have 54 of them. I don't use them very often. It's one of those.
Well, I never got them at all, so.
I'd give you some of mine. I sure don't use them. And that's just on this account. I'm sure I've got some on the other one. Yeah, they did put them back in, Hate. That was a project that did not go well, but at least they recognized that it wasn't one of their finer moments. Okay, who wants to do something? I've got about half an hour before I log off for the evening. So who wants to do something, if anything?
I'm up for something.
That works.
I suppose drinking a beer doesn't count, right?
Pardon?
No.
Drinking a beer doesn't count, right?
Totally count.
No.
It's just not operatively helpful.
I mean, maybe if you went to Quarks and bought the synthale from the vendor and drank it there, but I kid.
Yeah, I trust ale from a God-fearing people.
Oh, that's right. You're up in the land of nothingness.
No, I was quoting Quark from the first episode of Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm.
Never trust ale from a God-fearing people. Starfleet officer who has one of your relatives in here.
Right. See if I can find this. Ooh, somebody's voice is way in the background. I can barely hear it.
Do you hear that guy talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's the new Romulus cutscene.
Oh, wow.
He's
You
gibbering. I can't skip it.
Wow, I haven't played in a while. I'm like, New Romulus? What's this?
Yeah, I got a couple tunes that have never done it yet. And I was trying to prep them for the dilithium.
Yeah, sometimes I wish you could skip that New Romulus cutscene.
He's still talking.
Sheffield Labs, the audiophile reference series. That's what I was thinking of. So Sheffield Labs used to do these super intense performance level discs. Like I said, tried to do like 30 to 30,000 range. Not that you can get that full range in a disc, but some amazing stuff out there. Just had to send my husband a message to find out the answer to that one. Okay, so tomorrow starts what sort of drinks do DarkMom's fans and friends enjoy? Okay, everybody, what sort of drinks do you guys enjoy? Are we talking alcoholic beverages or non-alcoholic beverages, Ed? Oh, while everybody's offering their beverage preferences there, Lithium starts tomorrow.
Woohoo!
Well, so there's things that you might want to preload, if you want to get down there and get yourself your VIP mining claim and get ready to go do that so you can get that set up, acquire the claims right now.
Did that work?
What?
The fleet message I put out?
Yes. Well, I got it.
It only can't, I don't know, because it only comes to me, and then it pops up and says, mailbox full, mailbox full.
Then it worked.
Okay.
That means it went out to everybody, and some people have a full mailbox.
And their mailbox is full. Got
right. That's why when I sent out the fleet message here, which is the scores are in, check your game mail, or clean your mailbox.
I get it.
Because a lot of people, me included, didn't clean their mailbox. Let's see. Frost likes mint
Wait,
ale.
clean a mailbox? What? You gotta be
Yeah, I
kidding me.
know. I know.
If I clean it out my inventory. Can't do that.
So don't forget to go pick up.
I could give you horror stories about full mailboxes.
Well, yeah, Boom was trying to send me something. He finally sent me a message on Skype going, clean your mailbox. I'm trying to send you something. Oh, sorry. Let's
Okay,
see.
so I need to defeat 20 Herc.
That's easy. So
I know.
August, if I'm not drinking water, I like New Zealand whites and
What's that?
white wine from New Zealand.
Oh,
Like
I-
Sauvignon Blanc,
Missouri.
I think. It's younger. It tends to be fruitier and doesn't have as hard of a bitter edge as young French wines do. And if I'm going to be drinking, then it is single malt whiskeys. Because, you know, if I'm going to
Midori, that's my choice.
Midori?
Yes.
Midori pineapple juice. Midori pineapple juice.
Just Midori.
No, there's something else. Spiced rum, and I want to say it was sour mix and a little bit of like 7-Up or something just for the end of it, and it's called a kaiju. A kai juice. Kai juice. It's actually not bad.
Oh, and raspberry vodka. Blue raspberry vodka.
Mixed with the Midori?
No, just
Oh,
the
okay.
vodka. It looks like Romulan ale.
Well, that's cool. I like Romulan ale.
But I only use it for medical purposes.
Mhm.
And the medical purpose is getting you drunk.
Yes.
It's
Gotta-
to ease
gotta-
the pain.
Alcohol is a
pain.
disinfectant, and there's a lot that inside the human body, I'm sure, that needs disinfectant.
Yeah. All that good stuff I ate. All the healthy stuff that I ate needs to be disinfected.
Yeah, at the cost of good single malt whiskey these days, I can make a bottle last a couple of years. Last bottle I got was $150.
Ooh,
Like,
and
I
another
don't- I
one.
don't drink
Another
anymore,
drink I
but-
like.
which,
Mexican mudslide.
I have no idea what that is. What is it?
You never heard of a Mexican mudslide?
Mm-mm.
I've heard of it.
Look it up. It's really good.
Fine.
It's like a chocolate alcohol.
Personally,
Yeah.
I don't drink, but
I don't drink anymore, but I have a bottle of Lavagulin.
Oh,
Like-
that's the kind I like. So, an ounce of Kahlua, an ounce of amaretto, 5 ounces of ice cream, a pinch of cinnamon, and an ounce of chocolate syrup.
It's an adult.
I actually have a bottle of Mexican mudslide. It's
Yes.
from a
Yeah,
it's from a cheese.
right. Yeah, I'm seeing that here, but there's a recipe for it if you want to make one for
Yeah.
yourself. Apparently, TGI Fridays makes one, and Bartender's Kick-Ass makes one as well.
Well, I only got the Chi-Chi's bottle one because it's rare for me to hear Chi-Chi's out here in Utah because there is no Chi-Chi's, and that's a Midwest thing, I think.
It was, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, it was.
It's been a
There used to
while.
have a Chi-Chi's in my hometown when I grew up, where I grew up. And when I saw that, I'm like, no way, and I had to have it, so I bought it.
Well, had I known back when I was in Ireland and Scotland, I would have picked up some more. Thank you. We will add that to the pool of goodies.
I gotta say though, when I was drinking, I would sit in my apartment and just sip that for just entire nights of just sipping like 3 tumblers full of that.
August, yeah. I think everything is illegal in Utah, except for how freaking gorgeous it is there.
Yeah, that really is a sin.
It was an
Yeah.
amazing drive. And speaking of which, Board
Like,
King, you're going to be in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
How are you getting there?
You pick me up.
Okay, that's kind of hard. I thought. Just double checking that we're in line. So currently it is fly from Chicago to Arizona, drive from Arizona to pick up DT, go to Vegas. So I guess we're going to go early. Drive up and get you, bring you back. That's going to be a long driving day.
So this is a confirmation.
What day are you getting to Vegas?
But that's what we're working on right now.
Because I'm more likely going to be working that Sunday night, and then like you guys could probably pick me up on that Monday.
Well, the convention doesn't start till Thursday now. The convention is
really?
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's only 4.
It's only 4 days
it's only
this year.
4 days this year, yeah. And it's going to be at Bally's versus Rio. Hang on, Star Queen has redeemed a TFO TFO domination. All right. So Galaxy Star Queen wants to do bug hunt for the fun of it. So let me find somebody who's good at the bug hunt. Would this be a good one for the bug hunt?
Oh, that actually lines up with my uncommon endeavor. I need to do an Iconian TFO.
This could work. Garrett?
Yep.
GSQ, I've sent you an invitation. We're looking for 2 more.
If you need another one, I'm here. I'm not doing anything.
Looking for 1 more. So August, we're gonna fly I'm gonna fly into Arizona, get DT, drop off stuff, apparently go up and pick up Borg King, bring him back, and we'll figure out the days because it looks like I'll probably fly in on Tuesday.
So so you have confirmed you are going?
We're going. We just haven't confirmed if we're going to do the booth, which I have to sit down with the head of production tomorrow to see if we can build the tables the way I want them.
Okay, because if you are going, then I will be doing that.
We're
My
going.
wife
We just haven't...
wants to meet her friend that lives out near DT.
Oh, there you go. So that's the game plan right now, unless something happens with COVID. But as far as we're concerned, we're going. Got room for 1 more person. Would anybody else like to join us for bug hunt?
Do.
So I took my bike out on Saturday for a quick 20-mile jaunt, 10 miles to the donut shop, 10 miles back home, because if you're going to eat a donut, at least 20 miles on the bike should help. And I thought, well, it's so gorgeous, I'll go out on Sunday. Got on the bike for about 10 seconds, went, nope, not happening. Not happening until I get new bike shorts. Oh, no. Yeah, take care of yourself. Don't worry about it.
Why would you want to make Arizona a personal fiefdom? I mean, a lot of Arizona is awesome, but some parts of it suck.
Yeah, but the parts that suck you can make awesome if you took it over.
I don't know about that.
Speaking as a person who lives in the American Midwest, August, it's fine.
Like Sedona, I mean, just bulldoze that entire town. I'm fine with it.
I mean, this morning I got up at 2 in the morning and it was raining, but it was this beautiful, gentle, pitter-patter rain that was...
And for someone that's Iowa, it's really corny.
Iowa is flat. It's like Nebraska.
Yeah.
I had somebody drive in from Utah through Nebraska, and he's like, I'm going to kill myself. This is horrible. It's just flat. And the corn was high enough that all you saw was road and corn for hours.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Okay. Galaxy Star Queen, let us know when you're back so we can start this up, because it would hardly be fair for us to start this up and you're not there.
You know, there's more than just corn in Iowa.
No, there isn't. I've been there.
I thought that's all what the state was actually.
They
built
have a
on.
man-made mountain in my hometown, Cedar Rapids. It's called Mount Trapmore.
Isn't
No
that
problem,
Michigan?
GSQ.
I'm ignorant of the Midwest and whatever.
You've been here now. You've seen all there is to see.
That doesn't mean I have an encyclopedic knowledge of the Midwest. I don't like the Midwest. I have problems with the Mississippi River. I've never liked it.
It's too cold during the winter and it's too humid during the summer.
Yeah, I spent some time in Kansas. That was as close as I ever got. And then I spent some time in Chicago, but that was one weekend.
Doesn't count.
In which Mom kept on telling me it was going to get better, and it never did.
Oh, no. I never said it was going to get better. I live in Chicago. It doesn't get better. I was talking to Cal and somebody else from Cryptic a couple of days ahead, getting ready for the panel. And I was saying, did you guys pick parkas? The nice person I was talking to was chuckling. I'm like, I'm not joking. I'm serious. And first night there, we had snow. It's April in Chicago. It's gonna snow.
It's
no
nothing compared to
worries.
what happened in South Dakota, though, just this past week.
What happened in South Dakota this week?
There was a huge winter storm that went through that stretched from Nebraska all the way to Newfoundland, up and over into Canada. But it dumped like 8 inches of snow on South Dakota. This is like last week.
Yeah, but that's not unusual for South Dakota in April. It's not that unusual in Chicago in April.
That is unusual. It's almost May.
Yeah.
No, I've seen it snow on April 1st in Iowa.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was born in a blizzard. I understand that. I was born in May. But I was born in a blizzard. I do understand it happens, but it doesn't mean it's normal weather.
It's not normal, but it's not that atypical either. It's just we've had a lot of it this year, past couple of years. Yeah, I was
being born while Star Wars was in theaters. Same day.
I was born 2 weeks prior to that.
You guys are so young.
So you'll be 45 this year.
I will be.
Yeah, so will I.
Now I'm feeling really old. Thanks, guys. Yeah, snow is normal in April. We don't like it, but it's normal in April.
Yeah, I was born on May 9th.
Born on the 26th.
Everybody remember this so we
Mother's
can
Day.
put these birthdays in the announcements.
And
Working your May
it's
26th.
Yeah.
That this year, my 45th birthday will be on the same. It will be on the Monday after Mother's Day. Just like it was 45 years ago.
Working, what day was that again?
The 26th.
26th. Not that I'm writing it down or anything, but writing it down. I hear somebody else. Was that you, Dante?
My middle, I thought I heard someone say May 9th was a birthday.
That's Frost's.
That's mine.
And she was born on Mother's Day, so they threw us on the TV to interview us because we had a baby on Mother's Day.
Oh.
My mother is, she's not a good person, let's put it that way. So I don't think they would have even been in the same house as my mother and interviewed her.
Okay, so GSK, your birthday's May 19th? My son is May 13th, which means frequently his birthday is on Mother's Day, which just makes our life so much easier because we have dinner and it's Mother's Day and his birthday all smashed together. And
So what's weird is my youngest daughter was born on May 10th. So my birthday is disappeared because of hers.
That happens.
And I'm fine with that.
Is everybody ready to rock and roll here?
Yep, let's do it.
But my eldest daughter, she was born on November 25th. She was born on Thanksgiving.
That bites.
And so my wife is all about. I really love cranberry salad, and I didn't get to eat it because I was giving birth to you.
Did everybody
That's
go to Wee-Woo?
exactly the thing you want to say to your kid.
Well, the day my son was born, there was a massive fire at one of the transformers, and there was no phones in the area.
Lit a transformer on fire?
Well, we didn't do it, but it happened.
Was it Optimus Prime?
It was, yes.
Now, I want to clarify. This is a bug hunt. That doesn't mean you can shoot me.
We can try.
Bug.
No, we can't. I'm trying, and it's just not working.
It's just not very nice. So this guy is basically a complete waste of space.
Well, why are you bringing him then?
That's Android.
But you're not a bug, you're a feature.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just realized I'm wearing the wrong armor for this.
Has somebody got, yes, somebody's got an Herald AP stick there. Have you ever listened to that?
Never, ever, ever.
If you ever get a chance, listen to it. Take it out someplace where you're the only person using it, like on Nimbus or something. And I swear to goodness, it's somebody going, that hurts, I'm hurt, it hurts.
That's weird.
Really weird sound effect. But very distinctive. To the extent I could hear it just now when we were playing. And I wasn't using it, so I knew it wasn't home. Can anybody else hear that, or am I just totally losing it?
I think you're totally
Can't
losing
hear a
it.
thing.
Fire in the hole!
Unless I went to your
Clear to proceed.
Twitch page.
My Twitch page, yeah.
So when are they doing the Delta Quadrant recruit?
I'm waiting for them to do a new Romulan recruit. We need that. We've done deltas, we've done gammas. I gotta start gamma. We've done Klingons.
Okay, I have a Klingon, I have Federation.
I mean,
I
if
have
they wanted
General.
to have fun, they could revamp Romulans and then do a Terran recruit.
It should do a Terran recruit.
They should, yeah. It would tie nicely with the new episodes that are coming out. Speaking of which, the new episode comes out on the 10th, so kind of looks like
Let me up.
Stormfall.
Stormfall. Oh,
Stormfall.
okay. I was about to say, I thought you were talking about Brave New Worlds.
No,
Or
that's
Strange
on
New World.
the 5th. So it kind of looks like the last episode of Picard is...
The same day as the first episode of Strange New Worlds.
Yep.
They did that with Discovery. And
Area clear.
Prodigy.
So I wonder, they're not going to both have them at midnight, are they? Doesn't make
They
any
do.
I think they did, yeah.
They did that with Discovery and Prodigy.
Prodigy was such a wasted. That's such an opportunity to do something awesome with that, and they failed.
It's okay.
Well, it got renewed, didn't it, for a second season?
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Scan
somebody
shows we need
likes
to
it.
jump down this narrow fissure in the rock. Be careful. I don't know what's
For
waiting
what
for
it's
us at
worth,
the
I
bottom.
was enjoying it.
I liked it until the third episode, and then it was the same thing as the second episode, and it just got never improved.
Can you believe the girl who does the rock girl voice is a 9-year-old girl?
Some kids have got amazing levels
I
of
know.
talent. So for whatever reason, I happened to be watching the Ukraine's Got Talent this afternoon. Why that came up on my feed, I don't know, but okay. And it was a 12-year-old boy singing Lucia de l'Amour and the Diva Dance from Fifth Element. And did an amazing job of it, too. Which I presume you guys all know those two.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth Element, but I don't know what that other one was.
Do you know the sequence where the diva Plava Lugana is singing?
Yeah.
The first song that she's singing is one of the arias from Lucia de l'Amour. That's that first part before she breaks into the dance part.
Okay.
And this is, this young kid singing it.
It's Sav's favorite device.
Would you say his performance was green?
Super green.
Super green, yeah.
I think I can get us a... Cover me!
He's covered.
Well, that was interesting. That could really turn out badly if you target an enemy who's over a pit. I was using the fold transport thingy.
Uh-huh.
It just occurred to me, you kind of have to think what's a meter behind your opponent.
There's not enough to kill.
Well, this Ravager's being a monster. You can come over and help me fight her. Or him. Or them.
Them. Don't assume.
Well, I was thinking it's bugs plural, but I don't really know. Do bugs have
It.
gender?
It.
Well, it's definitely it, but that goes back to the old movie. You guys
Call
remember
him
that
dude.
movie? No, it was them, excuse me. It wasn't it, it was them.
Dude is gender non-specific.
Dude is gender non-specific?
Yeah, it simply means
I am
worker
educated.
on a rent.
Bugs are a great source of protein. Yes, they are.
But you have to make sure they are clean because you can poison yourself by eating the exterior shell.
Well, I'll just put it this way. You go first.
I've eaten bugs.
If you survive, I will eat one. If you die, I will not.
Just because all bugs are edible doesn't mean you should eat them. That's my point.
Many things are edible. They're just also poisonous, toxic.
I mean, I'm edible.
See?
But that's called
Everything is
cannibalism,
edible.
and we frown upon that stuff.
Picky,
Says you.
picky.
Says you. I mean, of course I think cannibalism is wrong. It's a horrible practice.
A likely story.
Well, I think I'm going to go raid somebody so that I can talk to Board King briefly here and then go off and...
Do I have that email now? That email address now?
As soon as I get off here, yes. Because I have to go hunt it up. I know the
Okay.
first part, and it just got changed. So drinking a random fly counts because it was in the liquid beforehand. It does count. It's just not always a good thing.
Well, flies are covered. The exterior can be incredibly dirty. And so if you're going to eat bugs, you're supposed to crush them up and roll them into some kind of disinfectant. Then you let the disinfectant evaporate, and then you eat it.
That's tasty.
No, it's important. You don't just eat bugs raw because the stuff on the outside can be very dangerous for you.
Hey, we're going to go raid Big Papa Tart because we haven't raided Big Papa in a long time. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. I am actually going to be at a concert tomorrow night, so I will not be on. Maybe in class on Wednesday, maybe here. We'll see what's going on. So, everyone, thanks for joining me. Have a great evening. Go give Big Papa some love. And I will see you guys either tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday. One of these nights. All right. We're going to raid them. Go have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 I'm very tired.
Go. Raid. Go. There it goes. All right. That took a moment.